We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So, Megan Thee Stallion, who we know got snubbed at the Grammys, she dropped Whenever. That did nothing on the charts. Obviously, it's not going to get a Grammy nomination. But previously, last year, she also dropped Act 1 and Act 2. If you guys remember, I think Act 1 had Mmyś and Piss, and those songs didn't get nominated either. Megan Thee Stallion allegedly feels behind the scenes that Cardi B gets special treatment because she can drop a song and it gets nominated, but when she drop a song or a single, it don't, okay? Because she dropped 2 albums last year and she didn't get no nominations, okay? Gorilla got a nomination, okay? But Cardi B dropped Outside, her new album, Am I Ugly? That album is not qualified for any nominations for this year's Grammys. Technically next year's Grammys for 2026, but it will be eligible for the 2027 Grammys, okay? But Megan Thee Stallion feels a way that Cardi B constantly gets nominated. Last year she was nominated. This year she's nominated for Outside. Last year, I think she was nominated for the Dr. Miami record that she put out. So Megan is telling people behind the scenes that Cardi B gets special treatment. Here's the thing. They nominated Cardi B because Cardi B went top 10, okay? Megan's last single flopped, Whenever, okay? Now, this new song that she just dropped, Love Girl, I don't feel like it's a hit in my opinion. But Cardi B obviously has more mainstream success. And just like D0JA, she went top 10 with Anxiety. She got nominated. Gorilla Glue went top 10 with TGIF, or top 15, top 20. She's getting nominated. That's how it works. Success does matter when it comes to the Grammys. Now, obviously, you can get a Grammy if you don't chart super high. But with Megan Thee Stallion, she make Poom Poom Shorts music. You're in rap where you're making Poom Poom Shorts music. You're not really that lyrical compared to, like, obviously the Clips or Jed or even like Kendrick Lamar. They're very lyrical artists. So even if a song don't chart high, Kendrick always charts high, but Jed and the Clips may not. They're very lyrical, so obviously they're gonna get a nomination. Versus if you put out Poom Poom Shorts music and my man, coochie, ass, that's not getting nominated. And that's the music that Megan Thee Stallion makes. But it just don't chart as high as Cardi B. So Cardi B's Outside record is not really shocking that it got nominated, because when you think about it, Anxiety also went top 10 and it got nominated. Is that a super lyrical song? No. But it had success. So I don't understand how she could feel any type of way. But I really believe, no shade, that Megan puts on a facade that she likes Cardi B. Behind the scenes, she be talking a lot of junk, okay? I don't think Cardi B cares, though, because they have a common enemy, and that's Nicki Minaj. Now, speaking of D0JA's Anxiety has been nominated for the Song of the Year at the 2026 Scammys. The last female rapper to be nominated in that category was Big D0JA with Kiss Me More in 2022. So a lot of people are saying, is Doja Cat losing her spot? Because, she didn't even get a nomination with Lisa or Ray for their collaboration that they did. Okay, but D0JA did. Let me know how y'all feel about it. I was actually shocked that Lisa Ray and Doja Cat didn't get anything, but the song was a flippity flop. D0JA went top 10 by herself, okay? Lisa Ray and Doja Cat did not even go top 10, okay? So there's the difference. Numbers do matter. Don't let the industry try to tell you it don't. It do matter. Now, fans are also clowning Off the Cheat. Off the Cheat posted on October 12, 2025, for your Recording Academy consideration, Kari, Bodies, featuring Jid, okay? And it didn't receive any nominations. Cardi B subliminally threw some shade. Well, fans feel like she was throwing some shade because she said all I had was $16 and a dream, when she reposted that, she is receiving a nomination for Outside. She also reposted that Cardi B extends her record as the most nominated female rapper ever in the Best Rap Performance category with 6 total. Okay, so she's the most nominated female rapper in the Best Rap Performance category. So she reposted that. A lot of people feel like that was shade towards Off the Cheat and possibly other female rappers. Not only that, but it also has been reported that Cardi B's I Am Delusional album is now the first female rap album since Invasions of the Payola to debut at #1 on Billboard and earn a Grammy. Nominations all in the same year. Interesting. Okay, so let me know how y'all feel about that. Here's my thing. Like I said before, she got the nomination for Downside because it went top 10. I don't think she'll win, though. In that category, I think she's going to get snubbed. I'll be very shocked. I think the only way she'll win if Titanic Records cuts the check. But I don't think she's going to win Best Rap Performance. Okay? I think in that category, it belongs to the Clips or D0JA or Kendrick Lamar. Let's be very clear. And they didn't really nominate a lot of female rappers. Only 3. There's a lot of female rappers. Only D0JA, Gorilla, and Cardi B got 1 nomination. But D0JA and Gorilla got several nominations. It's not like she got several nominations for her album. Now, next year, I can see Cardi B getting nominated. But again, she got a lot of competition. Okay? Well, I don't know about a lot of competition, but she got a few different people that definitely will be competition for Cardi B, okay? Especially if D0JA drop, because D0JA, the Grammys, they love TDE. They love D0JA, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA. So D0JA dropping an album next year, okay? It got pushed back a little bit. So with that being said, I don't see Cardi B beating D0JA in any category. No shade. Now, moving on from that, Tyla was nominated for Best African Music Performance at the 2026 Grammys for her song Push to Start, which is a boppity bop. So let me know if you guys think she's going to win this year, because I believe she won last year or the year before. She already has a Grammy. So I believe this would be her 2nd Grammy or 3rd Grammy. So congratulations to Tyla on that. Push Your Start was a hit in my opinion. The fact that it, didn't really go, I think, above top 40 was actually mind-boggling, because that was one of her best songs in her catalog. Now, moving on from that, allegedly, it has been reported that Queen Bee reportedly attended Brandy and Monica and Kelly's The Boy Is Mine tour last night in LA. Allegedly, pics are coming soon. Here's my thing. I feel like I like Queen Bee, but I feel like she don't fully support Kelly. You was at the tour and you didn't pop out and perform? But she'd be quick to call out Michelle and Kelly to perform at her tours. So this got to be fake, because how you show up at your supposedly best friend's tour. Mind you, Kelly probably hasn't toured in years. It's not like she got any new music out. And you don't poppity pop out and perform, Survivor or anything like that with Kelly. But when you tour, Kelly and Michelle constantly come out and support you and perform. They did it for Coachella. They did it for this recent tour that you went on, the Cowboy Carter tour, the Renaissance tour. They've done it for you for years. I feel like Beyonce, she be, secretly, I wouldn't say hating, because why would she be hating on Kelly? It's not like Kelly's more successful. But I feel like she be trying to sun Kelly. Like, I'm going to support you, but I ain't going to go 100%. I'm going to support you subliminally. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to pop out, on stage, but I'll be backstage somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Me and Blue be backstage supporting you. I feel like that's fake. I don't know. I feel like, Beyonce, you got to do more. I feel like you're not really showing that, Kelly's your best friend. Like, you got to pop out on stage like they do for you. That's what a real one would do. Okay? Why don't you give Kelly a collaboration? She needs it. She hasn't charted in years. Collaborate with, in my opinion, Michelle and Kelly Rowland. Like, come on, do a little bit of a song with them or something. Like, I feel like she be a little bit, I like Beyonce, but she be acting a little bit fake, in my opinion. Now, moving on from that, Destiny Child becomes the first girl group to have every member nominated for a Grammy for solo work, because Michelle Williams received a nomination for Best Musical Theater Album at the Grammys for Death Becomes Her. So congratulations to Michelle Williams. And listen, I'm hoping that Camel Face pulls some strings. You better pull some strings for Michelle, because that is Queen B's best friend. I feel like Camel Face don't be pulling enough strings for them. I understand he don't have to, because that's not, his friends. But I just feel like he needs to pull some strings for Michelle and get her that Grammy. Okay? Like you would do for Queen B or for Megan, who didn't deserve any Grammys but got 3. Because she did that record with Queen B. So let's be very clear. Strings need to be pulled. I want her to win. And Michelle better have a Grammy in 2026. That's all I got to say about that. Now, moving on from that. It has been reported the rappers with the most Grammy nominations, Camel Face have 89 Grammy nominations for what? I don't understand why he got 89 Grammy nominations, but he is a gatekeeper. Okay, so you get special treatment when you are a gatekeeper. Clown Gay, 76, we don't care. And the King of Rap, the current King of Rap, has 66, okay? And he probably going to eventually surpass, I believe, at least Clown Gay. I don't know about Camel Face, but he definitely will be surpassing Clown Gay. So let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, congratulations to JT. JT was number 1. Not number 2, not number 3, but number 1 on iTunes on the hip hop charts. She also went top 40 for iTunes overall on all genres. So congratulations to JT. And to be quite honest, I feel like this could really be a hit for JT. I think the only thing that will be stopping JT is the fact that people count her out because, one, she's dark skinned. And another reason why is because she's not part of the Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion alliance. So, the Cardi B fans, the Megan Thee Stallion fans, they're always going to shit on JT, but she really do be having bop. And they need to give her her props. Now, moving on from that, a lot of fans were very upset about The Wëëknð receiving 0 nominations at this year's Grammys. His album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, debuted at number 1 with nearly 500,000 units sold earlier this year. Okay, now a lot of people are wondering, why was he counted out? You know who else was kind of snubbed? Low-key, Playboy Bottom Bussy Cardi. I'm like, Playboy Bottom Bussy Cardi didn't get no nominations? That's very interesting, okay? The bottom feeders are getting counted out, except for Tyler Bottom Bussy, the creator. Now, with that being said, the Scammies are not happy with The Wëëknð or Nicki Minaj, okay? So, I don't know if Nicki gonna receive any for her next album next year, because Pink Friday 2 was submitted. It was submitted. She may not receive no nominations when she drop next year. But the reason The Wëëknð and the Grammys have fallen out again. Okay, because remember, earlier this year, they apologized to The Wëëknð after they snubbed him for After Hours. But the reason why is because the Scammy Committee, what people don't realize is that a lot of them get bought or paid off by label execs, okay? Or artists. Not just always monetary, but free tickets, to concerts, exclusive music. If you get to listen to music before it drop, a lot of the Scammy Committee people get those opportunities, okay? They might get, front row seats to a concert, to a Queen Bee or, Queen Tay concert, okay? And they might be like, listen, we got exclusive, behind the scenes access to these celebrities and artists. They deserve a Scammy nomination. Now, The Wëëknð doesn't like to play a lot of industry games, okay? So he's not with the antics. But, Queen Taylor, Sabrina, Harry Styles, Queen Bee, Chappelle Roan, Kendrick Lamar, they've invited people from the Scammy Committee to listen to their music before it drops and also to, their concerts, okay? They've had conversations, free tickets for their children if they want to go to the concert. The Wëëknð did not do that. For his album, he didn't allow the Scammy Committee to exclusively listen to his album before it dropped. Okay, Tay did it. Okay, Queen Bee did it. Now, he's also been on tour for like 2 years and he didn't invite no Scammy Committee people to his concert. So they feel like he doesn't show them enough love. He doesn't try to get to know the Scammy Committee people behind the scenes. And they like to be bought. Okay, they like when these artists kiss their butt. And they like when they try to bribe them with free tickets, free opportunities to hang out backstage. Okay, you Taylor and Queen Bee meeting your children. That's a great opportunity. The Wëëknð, he don't play those industry games. You not getting no nominations. Okay, so no shade is The Wëëknd's fault because you know how the industry goes. You know how it goes. Now, as for Nicki Minaj, the Grammys are not happy with Nicki because if you guys remember, a few months ago, Nicki turned down the Recording Academy board offer over Grammy snubs, okay? Remember, she talked about how they asked her to be on the Grammy board, which allegedly Camel Face wasn't going to allow that to happen anyway. But they did extend an open invitation to Nicki Minaj. She talked about it a few months ago, I think in July, on Spaces. And, she turned them down. They feel as though, until Nicki Minaj is willing to make amends and, have a conversation with them, they're not going to be giving her no, nominations. Now, she didn't release music, obviously, this year or really last year. No shade. But she did put out music for Pink Friday 2, and it was submitted to the Grammys. Okay? You can say, oh, the label submitted it, but they have to get permission from Nicki Minaj to submit music, and they snubbed her. So, they want, The Wëëknð and Nicki Minaj they want The Wëëknð to, basically bribe them. They want Nicki Minaj to, have a conversation with them. And, if you want those Grammy nominations, they want you to play the game, basically. Okay. Do I think Nicki cares about winning a Grammy? I think she did at one moment in time. I definitely don't think it's top priority for her now. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon on Sydney Sweeney, Queen Taylor, Nicki Minaj, Selena and Haley. Link will be in the description, and I hope you have a great day.